Envy of the neighborhood every month. Our friend Perry from Stothert. You're not from Stothert. It's not named after him yet, but it will come soon. Classic Landscapes and the Ellerslie Gift and Garden Center. And Perry's here with some more great tips and tricks. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Nice to have you back in today. We're going to talk pesticides and bugs and that type of thing. We'll start off with, you brought a lot of stuff today. Whoa! Let's start off with bees, though, because, you know, there's always an issue regarding bees. Do you want to get rid of bees? Are they, well, of course, we know the importance of having bees around for pollination and that type of thing, right?
Yeah, bees and wasps actually are some of the most important pollinators. And bees, obviously, you know, they have hives, and so they're more of a pollinator in terms of actually taking the pollen. They take the protein of the pollen back to their hive, the nectar for the sugar, of course. They don't tend to bug us too much unless we bug them. And so I think for the most part, people love bees. And it is important because some residual pesticides, and by residual I mean ones that are going to stay and endure in the environment, they can cause problems for bees. It affects our plants, it can affect our agriculture and things like that. So when we're talking about using chemicals or the decision to use chemicals, we want to be really careful about, you know, when we make that decision and what we're doing.
Okay, everybody knows that bees are necessary, but wasps? Wasps aren't just pests?
Yeah, well, I think when we talk about wasps, most people think about yellow jackets, and that's a typical wasp that's messing with your Coca-Cola at the picnic. And I understand that they're attracted to sugar. Wasps are a little different than bees in that wasps will get their sugar from other sources. They'll get their protein, though, actually from things like caterpillars and pests. Oh. And so they're actually really strong predators, and they're going to attack that. So really what we're talking about with wasps or yellow jackets is when they conflict with our, you know, playtime. The fact is there's 5,000-6,000 species of wasp. A lot of them look a lot more like mosquitoes to us than they do to yellow jackets. So it's important to understand that, you know, if we have a wasp nest under the deck or something and it's important that we move it or deal with it, okay, that's a good decision. We're talking about the average yellow jacket that might be bothering us. Let's just try and do things activity-wise where we can live in harmony, because know that they're attacking some of those caterpillars are going to cause problems for your plants over the summer. So they can be, you know, really good predators that way.
All right, let's move on to ants, and I have numerous anthills in my backyard every year. I never knew. I try everything. But anyway, apparently they get rid of aphids, though.
Well, actually, it's the opposite.
Oh, aphids get rid of ants?
No. What happens is ants farm aphids. They ranch them. They take care of them. Oh. And so they actually, what happens is aphids exude honeydew, which has a sugar content to it. So the ants are basically farming aphids. So they will protect aphids from other predators. They actually farm them. They create little ranches. They take care of them to make sure the aphids are happy. And sometimes aphids aren't a big deal. They're kind of everywhere. And so they're sucking insects. So they're going to actually suck the life and the juice out of a plant. And so if there's a lot of them, it can cause problems to your plant. If there's just a few, it's not a big deal. So again, when we're making the decision to potentially use a pesticide, understand that there might be some other predators, ladybird beetles or ladybugs, that are doing a really good job of controlling the aphids. But only worry about it if it's causing a huge problem. And sometimes by addressing the ants, we can help reduce the aphid populations.
How do you get rid of the ants, though? I've tried everything.
Ants are tougher. And so a lot of times we'll talk about watering the ground and things like that. That just moves the anthill. Maybe moves it to your neighbor's property, which is okay. One thing you can actually try, though, it's kind of a unique way I heard recently, is where you can cut the bottom off a bucket and put the bucket on top of the anthill, fill the bucket up with soil, and then soak the ground. The ants will move into the soil in the bucket. Then after that sort of transitions happen, you just bag it up, maybe take it to a ravine or something, let them go, and they're out of your property. That might be a good way to do it without having to use chemicals. Sort of a unique way. I haven't tried it myself, but I like the idea, and I think it could work for you.
What about spiders?
Spiders, I understand they freak us out. They freak us out, but they're fantastic predators. And if you have a problem with spiders in terms of just being scared of spiders, try and find a way to just move them to another spot of the yard. Maybe they're not right in front of the kitchen window where you have to think about them all day, because the fact is spiders are great predators. They tend to keep bug populations that are going to cause us problems on our plants down. They're really good for us all around.
Last critter I'm going to ask you about is the daddy longleg. Apparently they're poisonous?
Well, see, that's sort of this fake news thing that's out there where you hear daddy long, and some people say, well, they're really venomous, but they can't bite you because their mouth parts are too small. First of all, daddy longlegs aren't spiders, even though they look like them. They cannot bite you in that way. That's just a misnomer. It's not actually factual. The harvestmen, which is what they're actually called, they're great, you know, predators also in our garden. So if you see them, better off just putting them somewhere that they don't bother you, if they bother you. Or if you can live with them, by all means do it, because they're a beneficial insect.
Okay, we're really out of time now. My producer is saying I should move on. But you went to the trouble of setting up all these pesticides. Let's just quickly go through how and when to use a pesticide.
Yeah, the issue is there's so many choices. So make sure that you're going to target a pest. Don't spray indiscriminately all over the yard. Make sure you follow label instructions. Get some good advice if you need it. And then we'll be, you know, proper use of chemicals if we have to in the environment. environment.
All right. Thanks, Perry. See you next time. For more great ideas on how to make your yard the showpiece of the neighborhood, check out Ellerslie Gift and Garden. They're located on the corner of Ellerslie Road and Calgary Trail. More information, you can call 780-988-9888 or visit them online at either classiclandscapes.com or ellersliegift.com. You can also follow them through their Twitter handle, which is on your screen. Stay with us. We're back after the break.